Have you ever sat across from someone you love, maybe your dad, your grandmother, even your spouse, and noticed how they paused to catch their breath after walking up a few stairs, or how their blood pressure numbers seemed to creep higher every year, no matter how many pills they were taking? Maybe it's not even someone else. Maybe it's you. You started to feel your heart beat a little faster than it should when you're just getting out of bed in the morning. Or maybe the doctor said the words you didn't want to hear: hypertension, risk of heart attack, or you need to be careful. You don't feel sick, not really, but something just feels off, and that quiet fear starts to settle in. What if I don't catch it in time? What if this turns into something serious? Now let me ask you something real. What if the answer isn't some expensive gym membership or the next miracle drug? What if the key to keeping your heart strong, your blood pressure steady, and your body moving freely after 65 was something so simple that you might be overlooking it every single day? I'm talking about a daily habit that doesn't require special shoes or equipment, doesn't hurt your joints, and doesn't drain your energy. In fact, it gives you more energy. It clears your mind. It helps you sleep better. And yes, scientifically, it can reduce your risk of heart attack and lower high blood pressure naturally. And here's the best part. You can start doing it today. No matter your age, no matter your fitness level, no matter your starting point. Because this isn't just about statistics or numbers on a medical chart. This is about time. More time to laugh with your grandkids. More time to walk hand in hand with someone you love. More time to feel like yourself again. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what this simple exercise is, why it works, and how you can use it to not just add years to your life, but life to your years. So if you or someone you care about is over 65 and wants to stay ahead of heart disease, stay active, and stay independent, stick with me. This might just be the most important 10 minutes you've spent on your health this year. And hey, if you're here because you care, if you're ready to take back control over your body and your future, comment Heart Strong down below so I know you're with me. And if you want more real, honest, life-changing guidance on senior health, hit that subscribe button and join our community here at Elderly Care. Let's walk into this together. Let me introduce you to Helen. She's 72. Lives in a quiet neighborhood. For years, she'd been told the same thing at her checkups. Your blood pressure's creeping up again, Helen. Let's add another pill. You know how that goes. More prescriptions, more side effects, and less energy. But one morning, something changed. After one of those routine appointments, her doctor leaned in gently and said, "Before we change your meds again, Helen, just try walking. Every day, 20 minutes, just around the block." So she did. No fancy fitness program. No treadmill. Just her favorite sneakers, her porch, and the quiet rhythm of the neighborhood. At first, it was hard. She had to stop halfway through. She got winded. Her knees complained. But she kept going, day after day. And something started to shift. She noticed she was sleeping better. Her mood improved. Her ankles weren't swelling as much in the evenings. And after 3 months, her blood pressure, down. Not just a little, significantly. Even her memory felt clearer. Her doctor actually smiled at her chart for the first time in years. You see, walking, it's more powerful than we give it credit for. When you walk, your heart pumps a little faster. That gets your blood moving, delivering oxygen and nutrients to every corner of your body. Your arteries start to relax and open up. That brings your blood pressure down naturally. It even helps lower the bad cholesterol, LDL, the stuff that clogs your arteries and increases your risk for heart attack. And here's something you might not expect. Your blood vessels become more elastic. That means they can expand and contract the way they're meant to, reducing strain on your heart with every single beat. But here's the real beauty of it. Walking is low impact. It's gentle. It doesn't ask more from your body than it's ready to give. And that's what makes it perfect after 65. There's a myth out there, a damaging one, that says if something feels easy, it can't possibly be working. That unless you're sweating buckets or climbing stairs 2 at a time, it's not real exercise. But that thinking, that's what keeps people from starting in the first place. The truth is, what's sustainable is what saves lives. And walking is sustainable. It meets you exactly where you are. You don't have to run. You don't have to keep up with anyone. You just have to move your body forward. So if you're just getting started, here's my advice. Walk for 10 minutes after breakfast. Just 10. Around your home, down the street, even inside your apartment if you need to. Then, slowly, as your body gets stronger, stretch it to 20 minutes. Then, 30. And if you can, find a route with a gentle incline, just a small hill or slope. That bit of elevation pushes your heart gently, like a quiet little workout hiding in your neighborhood. But walking isn't only about steps. There's something else you can add during your walk that can multiply the benefits. Something small, almost invisible, but incredibly powerful. Now let me tell you about George. George is 68. Used to be a school principal. Always had a calm voice, but inside, he was constantly tense. After retirement, that tension didn't just disappear, it showed up in his health. His blood pressure stayed stubbornly high, even after he started walking each morning. His doctor wasn't impressed. His mind raced. His chest felt tight. He couldn't shake that low hum of anxiety that followed him everywhere. Until one morning, George's neighbor, a retired nurse, joined him on a walk and said something that stuck. "George, you're walking fast, but you're breathing like you're running. Slow it down. Breathe with purpose." So George tried something different. As he walked, he started paying attention to his breath. He inhaled slowly through his nose for 4 steps, then exhaled through his mouth for 4 more. At first, it felt awkward, unnatural even. But after a few days, something clicked. He noticed he wasn't gripping his fists anymore. His shoulders stopped riding up toward his ears. His heartbeat settled into a slower, steadier rhythm. His thoughts stopped racing. It was subtle but real. 3 weeks in, his blood pressure dropped. His doctor actually asked him what changed. And the answer was so simple, it almost felt silly. "I started breathing better." Here's why that worked. Deep, rhythmic breathing, especially when paired with steady movement, triggers your parasympathetic nervous system. That's the part of your body that says, "Hey, you're safe. Relax. You can rest." It lowers cortisol, the stress hormone. It slows your heart rate. It signals to your blood vessels, you don't need to stay tight and tense. Let go. And over time, this kind of breathing helps your heart regulate itself better. Think of it like giving your heart a reminder that it doesn't need to be on high alert all the time. Now, most people hear breathing exercise and think, why bother? I'm breathing right now, aren't I? But here's the thing. Most of us breathe too shallow, especially when we're worried. Our breaths stay up in our chest, fast, tight. Without even noticing, we train our body to stay in a state of stress. But when you breathe deeply from your diaphragm, slowly and steadily, you send the opposite message. You tell your body it's okay to calm down. You take control back. So here's something you can try right now. Next time you're on your walk, inhale through your nose for 4 steps. Then exhale through your mouth for 4 steps. Try it again and again. Let your breath match your pace. Let it become part of the rhythm of your walk. Before long, you won't even think about it. It'll just be how you breathe. Calm, full, steady. In your heart, it'll respond in kind. But here's something people often forget. While your heart and lungs are strengthening with each walk, there's another area of your health improving quietly in the background, one that becomes more important with every passing year. Margaret's story is one I think many people can relate to. She's 75, fiercely independent, lives alone, loves her rose garden, used to walk to the local market every Saturday. Then, one morning, she tripped over the edge of a rug in her hallway. It wasn't a serious fall, but it shook her. She got a bruise on her hip, but what hit her harder was the fear, the quiet fear that maybe this was the beginning of losing her mobility. The cane came out. The Saturday market trip stopped. Her daughter tried to help, suggested physical therapy, maybe even a walker. But Margaret didn't want to feel like she was giving up control. Instead, with her doctor's okay, she started going to a nearby park. At first, she stuck to the smooth, paved path, moving slowly, careful with each step. Then a few weeks in, she did something bold. She stepped off the path and onto the grass. The ground was softer, less predictable. Her feet had to adjust with every step. Her ankles wobbled a bit. She started to feel muscles she hadn't used in years working to keep her steady. She walked like that, on uneven ground, a few times each week. After a couple of months, Margaret put her cane back in the closet. See, what she didn't realize at first is that walking on uneven surfaces does something powerful. It challenges the small muscles that keep us upright. The stabilizers in your hips, your ankles, your core. All those muscles have to activate to keep you balanced. They learn to work together again. And when they do, your confidence grows. Walking doesn't just move your legs, it strengthens them. It trains your brain and your body to stay in sync. And that's vital, especially after 65, when falls become one of the most serious threats to health and independence. Now, here's the part that surprises people. Avoiding walking because you're afraid of falling can actually increase your risk of a fall. Because when you stop moving, those stabilizing muscles weaken. Your sense of balance fades. And suddenly, a simple misstep can have serious consequences. But here's the good news. It's not about walking far or fast. It's about walking smart. So if you feel unsteady or unsure, start slow. Stick to flat, even surfaces at first. And once you feel comfortable, introduce a little variety. Try walking on grass, gravel, or a soft trail. If it helps, use a walking pole or bring a friend for support. There's no shame in being cautious. There's strength in knowing your limits and still choosing to move. With every step, your body remembers how to keep itself upright. You reclaim strength, one stride at a time. And here's the beautiful part. When your body starts to feel more stable, something shifts in your mind too. You begin to trust yourself again. And that confidence, that's everything. But movement doesn't just affect the physical. It's not just about legs and lungs and heartbeats. There's something else happening quietly, something that touches the part of you no one else can see. Luis was one of those guys who never stopped moving until he retired. He had worked in maintenance for over 40 years, always fixing things, always on the go. Then one day, the routine was gone. No alarm clock, no coworkers, no tools in his hands. At first, it felt like freedom, but slowly something shifted. Days started blending together. He found himself waking up later, sitting longer, losing interest in conversations he used to enjoy. His thoughts felt foggy. His spark started to fade. He didn't feel sick. He didn't feel sad, exactly. Just off. A little more tired. A little less himself. Then one morning, his neighbor knocked. Just said, "Hey, Luis, come walk with me. 10 minutes. Let's go." Luis didn't think much of it, but he went. 10 minutes turned into 15. Then 20. Then it became a habit. Each morning, same route, same easy pace, same neighbor. And within weeks, something shifted again, but this time in the right direction. He was sleeping better. He started remembering little things again. Where he put his glasses, what day it was, the name of that old friend he hadn't called in years. He even found himself laughing more. Not forced or polite, real laughter. That quiet, joyful kind that feels like coming home to yourself. You see, what was happening inside Luis's brain wasn't magic. It was biology. When you walk, especially in the morning light, your body pumps more oxygen to your brain. That alone is powerful. But it also triggers the release of something called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Scientists call it brain fertilizer. It helps your brain grow new connections, protects the ones you already have. And most importantly, it slows down or even reverses the cognitive decline that often comes with age. And that fog Luis felt, that's something so many people experience, especially after a big life change like retirement. We underestimate how much our mental clarity is tied to movement, routine, sunlight, and connection. Now, there's a myth that gets passed around too often, that memory loss, confusion, that quiet mental dullness. It's just part of getting older. That there's nothing you can do. But that's not true. Movement changes the brain. Regular walking has been shown to boost memory, focus, and even creativity in older adults. It can lift your mood, ease anxiety, and lower your risk of depression, all without a single pill. And if you want to take a step further, here's something simple and powerful. Invite someone to walk with you. That social connection, that conversation, that little laugh you share, it lights up the brain in ways no crossword puzzle ever could. Add in a bit of nature, green trees, the sound of birds, sunlight on your face, and now you're giving your brain a full reset. You don't have to talk the whole time. You don't have to go fast. You just have to show up, walk, breathe, be. And in that quiet rhythm, your mind starts to clear. Your thoughts come back into focus. You feel more like you. And while your mind finds its balance, your heart keeps beating steady. But did you know there's one more small adjustment you can make during those walks? One that takes the pressure off your heart, strengthens your upper body, and improves your overall posture? It's simple, subtle, and it works. Now let me tell you about Rosa. She's 70 years old, lives in a small town, and for most of her 60s, she carried herself like someone weighed down. Not by years, but by stiffness. Her back ached almost every afternoon. Her shoulders curled forward from years of hunching over sewing machines and kitchen counters. She used to say she felt shorter every month, like gravity was slowly pulling her down. Then one morning, something clicked. She had been walking regularly, just like her doctor recommended. But this time, she tried something different. She stood a little taller. She rolled her shoulders back, lifted her chin ever so slightly, and let her arms swing. Soft and loose like pendulums, back and forth as she walked. It wasn't a dramatic change. No pain, no strain, just simple, mindful movement. A few weeks later, something surprised her. Her back pain? It was gone. Not less. Gone. She felt lighter. Her clothes fit better. And for the first time in years, a neighbor actually said to her, "You look taller." Now, that's not just a fluke. There's real science behind what Rosa discovered. When you walk with good posture, when your spine is long, your chest is open, and your chin is gently lifted, you give your lungs the space they need to fully expand. That means more oxygen to your brain, your heart, your muscles. Your breath becomes deeper, more efficient. And that sense of alertness, it comes from your body finally breathing the way it was designed to. And those arm swings, they're not just for show. They gently raise your heart rate, adding a little extra cardiovascular benefit to your walk. It's like turning up the dial just a notch. Suddenly, your walk becomes a full-body tune-up. You're not just moving your legs, you're engaging your shoulders, your core, even the small muscles in your back and neck. And yet, here's a common misconception I hear all the time. It looks silly to swing my arms like that. What will people think? But you know what I always say? Let them think what they want. You're not walking for them. You're walking for your heart, for your spine, for your health. There's nothing silly about movement that heals. So here's what you can do, starting today. Before your next walk, take a moment. Plant your feet. Roll your shoulders up, back and down. Lift your chin gently. Not too high, just enough to see what's ahead of you. Then let your arms hang loose and swing naturally as you walk. Not stiff, not forced. Just a soft, steady rhythm. Think of it this way. Confident and open. That's the posture that tells your body, I'm here, I'm strong, I'm ready. With every swing of your arms, every steady breath, every step forward, you're retraining your body to move the way it was meant to. Not hunched, not guarded, but tall, fluid, and alive. And now, here's where it all comes together. What happens when you combine daily walking, deep breathing, balance training, mental clarity, and posture awareness into one simple, powerful ritual? Let's bring it all home. Watching someone you love grow older isn't always easy. Sometimes it's little things, like the way they pause at the bottom of the stairs before climbing, or how they forget the name of someone they used to talk about all the time. Other times, it's the sound of a blood pressure cuff inflating at yet another doctor's appointment, or that quiet moment when they say, I just don't feel like myself anymore. And if you've ever been in that moment, standing beside someone you care about, unsure how to help, you know how heavy that helplessness can feel. But here's the part that brings a quiet, powerful kind of hope. What if something as simple as a daily walk could change everything? Not a cure, not a miracle, just a steady, humble habit that gently shifts the course of someone's life. Because that's what this is about. Not reversing time, not defying aging, but giving it dignity, giving it movement, giving it breath. This isn't about doing more. It's not about running marathons or chasing fitness goals that don't fit your season of life. It's about doing one thing, consistently, that restores strength to tired legs, clarity to a foggy mind, confidence to an uncertain step, and peace to a racing heart. That one thing is walking. And if there's someone in your life, a parent, a spouse, a friend, who isn't walking daily yet, invite them tomorrow. Not in a lecture, not with pressure, just an offer, a gesture. Come with me. Let's take a walk. Because that 10-minute walk could be the start of something beautiful. A return to energy, a deepening of connection, a few more good years, maybe even many. And if that someone is you, then let this be your sign. To put your shoes by the door, to feel the ground beneath your feet, to let the sun touch your face again, to reclaim your pace, whatever it is. Because this journey doesn't have to be rushed. It only has to begin. Heart attacks, high blood pressure, they sound scary, and they are. But they're not the whole story. You are not powerless. Every step you take, every single one, is a step toward better health, toward feeling like yourself again, toward keeping the life you love as long as you possibly can. So breathe, move, lift your chin, let your arms swing, and keep going. You're not alone. You never were. And we're walking this with you, every step of the way. So let's take a moment and bring it all together. We've talked about the simple daily walk, and how just putting one foot in front of the other can do more for your heart than most people realize. We explored mindful breathing, deep, steady, calming breaths that quiet your nervous system and help lower blood pressure. We looked at walking on uneven ground to strengthen your balance and protect against falls. We touched on the quiet power of walking with a friend, soaking in the light, and how that simple act can lift the fog of mental fatigue. And we finished with posture and arm movement. How standing tall and swinging your arms naturally gives your whole body a gentle, full workout. Each piece, it matters. But together, they become something so much more. They become a ritual, a habit that restores, protects, and strengthens not just the body, but the spirit. You don't have to do it all at once. You don't have to do it perfectly. But if you start today, just one of these things, you begin a path toward feeling better, thinking clearer, and living longer. And now, I'd really love to hear from you. Have you, or someone you love, tried walking to support heart health? What worked? What didn't? Did you notice a difference in your energy, your blood pressure, or even your mood? Share your story in the comments below. Your words might be the exact encouragement someone else needs to take their first step tomorrow. And if you found this video helpful, even in the smallest way, please consider subscribing to Elderly Care. This is where we come together, where we learn to care better, live stronger, and age with dignity. Every week, I'll be here, sharing real tips, honest conversations, and practical ways to protect your health and the health of those you love. So thank you for listening, for caring, for showing up for yourself and the people who matter most. Stay active, stay hopeful, and I'll see you in the next video.